Hi guys, and welcome to Cooking with Fat Julie, where I share tips and tricks in the kitchen as well as quick and easy recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make sugar cookies. Okay, so I've added my softened butter to the bowl. I'm going to add my egg. Now watch carefully how I crack an egg. I'm going to open it up and let it fall into my mixture. And then I'm going to take one side and hold it over top of the other side to catch anything that's dripping. And the same thing with this side. And then I put the smaller piece in the top, and my egg is perfect to throw out without dragging a mess all over the house. I'm also going to add my vanilla. And my sugar, and then I'm going to beat that together until I have a nice fluffy mixture. So that's what my wet ingredients look like once they're mixed together, nice and fluffy. Now I'm going to add my dry ingredients, so flour, baking soda, baking powder. I'm going to dump that in there and mix that all up. I'm going to start mixing that with a spoon, but just like the other cookie recipes that you've seen, once it gets too difficult to mix properly with a spoon, just throw your hands in and knead that with your hands. Also, if you prefer a softer cookie, just add a little bit more butter than what the recipe calls for. So I'm starting to have trouble mixing that with my spoon. So I'm going to use my hands to mix the rest of that together. Okay, so this is what my dough looks like now. It's pretty firm and moldable. I can do what I want with it. Most sugar cookie recipes say to leave your dough in the fridge for at least an hour or two before you continue with your cookies. This one doesn't. However, I'm going to be making melted snowman cookies with this dough, and I want all of my cookies to have the same circular form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of my dough and I'm going to roll that into kind of a giant thick snake or a shape of a pop can. And then I'm going to wrap that in, there I go, wax paper, and put it in the fridge for about an hour. That way when it comes out, it's a lot more firm and easier to cut. And then I can just cut that into the shape of my cookies and they're ready to go. I'm going to do the same thing with the other half of the dough. And then I'll show you what that looks like when it comes out of the fridge. So I've preheated my oven. I've had my cookie dough in the fridge for about an hour. I'm going to just unroll that now. Now this wax paper that you've rolled it in, you can use that on your cookie sheets. There's no reason to just throw that out. So here's my cookie dough. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn that a little bit there, and I'm going to use this knife. Now you don't need to use a giant sharp knife, I just like that it's thick. So I'm going to use that to cut my cookies. And I like my cookies thick and soft, but you can make yours thin and crispy. It's really all about how you like your cookies. So here we go. Now, if my cookies are not as round as I want them to be, that's okay. I'll just fix that up before I put them on the cookie sheet. Now that's about the thickness that I have mine. Of course you can make yours any thickness you want. So I'm just going to round out my cookies a little bit, put them on my cookie sheet, and then I will show that to you. Now normally I will put 12 cookies on a cookie sheet, but these are a little bit big and I know that they're going to spread a bit when I cook them. So At this point, I think I'm going to put 9 per cookie sheet, but we'll see how that turns out. And with sugar cookies, you can just grab a rolling pin, roll that out flat, use a cookie cutter, and really make whatever shape you want. But like I said earlier, I'm going to make mine into melted snowman cookies, so I want a round cookie. Here's what my cookies look like on my cookie sheet. It doesn't matter if they're not perfectly round because they're going to spread out a little bit. And in the end, the only person that's going to notice is you. So I'm going to throw those in the oven, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out. This is what my cookies look like just out of the oven. Here are my sugar cookies, completely cooled down and ready to decorate. Bon appetit!